First at 4, it's a baby product millions of parents buy for their infants, and now parents are being told to stop using them because of suffocation concerns. We'll have what you need to know. Also, a booster shot cliffhanger. We are still waiting to see if a third Pfizer shot will move toward approval for millions of Americans. Let's check in with Paul.
Well, I'll tell you what, Devin, we've had a lot of this over the last few days on Storm Tracker 4, but this one is different. This time it's going to be moving out, and I'll have that timetable for you straight ahead.
You might start to notice beautiful murals like this one popping up on small businesses all across the city of Detroit. I'm Evrod Kasumi. Coming up, I'll explain why and introduce you to the people behind it.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Devin Skillian in for Karen today. Today, millions of parents are rethinking their use of a popular baby product after deadly new concerns about suffocation. Many consider boppy loungers a must-have for their babies nowadays, but now we are tracking a big recall. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom with what parents need to know. Kim?
I can speak firsthand, Devin. This is a very popular baby product. Good afternoon to you, by the way. And the Boppy company is telling parents to stop using its lounger immediately after 8 infant deaths have been linked to the product. Here's a look at the loungers and the risk of suffocation. Take a look here. The models include the original lounger, the preferred lounger, and the Pottery Barn Kids Lounger. They're used to let infants rest comfortably on their backs. The lounger is not marketed as a sleep product and includes warnings about unsupervised use. But babies can suffocate if they roll, move, or end up in a position that obstructs breathing, or if they roll off the lounger onto another surface like an adult pillow or soft bedding. The recall affects 3.3 million Boppies sold at major retailers such as Amazon, Target, and Walmart. So again, if you have these Boppies, stop using them and contact the company for a refund. If you have questions, the phone number to call is 800-416-1355. Phone lines are open from 9 a.m. to 5 Monday through Friday. If you can't write down that number, don't worry. We're going to post it on the Help Me Hank page at our website, clickondetroit.com, where we post all of the important consumer news. One final note. Those 8 deaths occurred between December of 2015 and June of 2020 after children were found on their side or on their stomach. So again, if you know somebody with an infant, share this information with them. Devin, I'll see you tonight at 5.
You got it. All right, KG.
Yep.
Well, at this hour, the CDC's advisory committee is working through the proposals for a Pfizer COVID booster shot. The FDA has authorized a third shot for those over 65 and at high risk for severe cases of COVID-19. But now the CDC has to work through its own processes and define exactly who is eligible for that booster shot. Committee continues its meeting right now. A vote is expected soon. CDC director will then have to sign off on those recommendations, however. So updates coming up here on Local 4 and on clickondetroit.com just as soon as we get an update. It is deja vu all over again with the power outages after the recent storms. Seems like someone gets left in the dark every time it rains right now. And more than 77,000 DTE customers are without power. With those outages sprinkled across the area, DTE says it has nearly 1,300 crews in the field working on the repairs right now. A little perspective, company says more than 96% of its customers do have power. But if it's just at your house, as they say, kind of like all politics is local, all weather is local. Let's head over to Paul. And in fact, Paul, you've got this problem waiting at home.
Yep, my power went out last night, and I had water in my basement this morning because the sump pump wasn't working. So, yeah, we've had a lot of rain around here. We've had numerous reports of 4 to 5 inches of rain. In fact, the highest report that I've seen was actually my own personal report in my rain gauge in Farmington Hills. 6.36 inches of rain I had. That amount of rain in 36 hours, that's a once every 150-year rain event. It seems like we're having those all the time these days. All right, here you see on Storm Tracker 4, rain in the area. It's heaviest up in the thumb, and notice that it's lighter back to the southwest, and there is a drift to the northeast. If you're heading out right now, I don't know why, but it's miserable. I know somebody who actually, her daughter has a cross-country meet this afternoon, and it's just miserable out there. Upper 40s to low 50s across the area. There's a breeze, and we're going to stay there all through the evening with that rain. We have a lot to talk about in terms of the weekend forecast. Devin, do that in just a few.
All right, Paul. We got big news for the city of Flat Rock. Of course, they've been dealing with a gas leak crisis for weeks. Well, today, residents living in Zone 1, state agencies have been all over it. The new all clear in Zone 1 comes after several days of testing and analyzing the air quality in the sewers in that area. Residents in Zone 2, as you may recall, got the all clear earlier this week. New at 5, the Local 4 Defender is working to find out why the all clear has been given, though, without testing all 1,100 homes involved. There's one major question in Flat Rock that remains. Now, breaking news from Ann Arbor, where sexual assault survivors gathered outside the meeting in the past hour. They plan to get inside to try to confront board members over the issues. Nothing on the agenda right now about the lawsuits that have been filed by more than 850 former athletes for the alleged abuses of the late Dr. Robert Anderson. The meeting is starting at this hour, so we will have a live update for you coming up tonight on Local 4 News at 6. Brand new motor Bella is back on track after the washout caused by yesterday's drenching rains. Let's take a live look at the M1 Concourse in Pontiac, a new kind of auto show just opening to the public today. Of course, much of the action is outdoors, bringing all the pros and cons that come with being in the open air. This morning, our cameras caught some of the first visitors as they came to see what Motor Bella is all about. Like any auto show, we saw a lot of people checking out the cars. This morning, organizers were trying to get the ride and drive events back on track. That was a really key part of this, to be able to get out and get behind the wheel. Unlike so many auto shows, we'll take you live to Pontiac on Local 4 News coming up at 5. Local small businesses always looking for ways to stand out in a crowded marketplace. You may have noticed the results of a new program in the city of Detroit, mixing the business owner's passion with some amazing artwork. Our Everett Cassimy takes us on a quick tour that will leave you wanting to see more.
It's all part of the Small Business Murals project, and you might notice beautiful murals like this one painted on businesses all across the city of Detroit. And there's a good reason as to why.
I did a lot of reference pulling from Creole bands and then also using some Creole French narrative, joie de vivre.
It took artist Tony Hooligan just 3 days to finish this mural on the side of Detroit's Louisiana Creole gumbo.
It's kind of like a little ode to the journey of life.
The mural is just one of many painted on the side of Detroit small businesses as part of the Rocket Community Fund's Small Business Mural Project.
The concept was actually just in collab with the ownership, basically discussing what they had envisioned in mind for what they wanted to see on their building and what I compare as far as being an artist.
And this is Tony's final product, Louisiana culture with a bit of urban flair and a subtle nod to the notorious B.I.G.
Pink Gators, my Detroit players, teams for my hooligans in Brooklyn. Really.
When I saw it completed, I couldn't believe it.
Down on East Jefferson, you'll notice another mural painted on the side of the popular Ivy Kitchen and Cocktails restaurant. This one by famed artist Sheafy McFly.
Because I saw him a little bit going through the process, because you're looking at an outline, and I'm going, oh Lord, what's it going to look like?
The end result, a masterpiece that Naya is proud of. Rocket Community Fund gifted 18 Detroit businesses these murals. Another 6 more are currently in the works. For Naya, it's the added flair she wanted for her restaurant.
It's exciting, it's electric, it's very entertaining. It just makes you feel really good. It's Detroit. I already have people stopping by like, wow, what's that? This is so awesome. The kids are coming by, standing and taking pictures in front of it, and that's what we want.
And if you'd like to see these murals in person for yourself, you can shop, sip, and see with the Small Business Murals Project. There's a special bus tour that's happening this Saturday from noon until 6. Registration is just $1, and we posted information on how to register on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com. In Detroit, Everett Cassimy, Local 4.
Yeah, I drive by the one on Ivy Kitchen a couple of times a day. It's just a nice lift to see it every day. Still ahead, it's the video game battle that just won't end. We'll talk about a setback for Fortnite coming up. Also, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle hit the road. We'll tell you what inspired their first public tour since moving to the U.S. But first, new backlash coming from within the Biden administration. The battle over how to help Haitian immigrants is heating up. Back with more at 4 next.